From KPRC Channel 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And welcome to Houston Newsmakers Extra. I'm talking with Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who's running for re-election, 18th Congressional District there. Many things have come up here recently. Well, you've talked very astutely about your record and what you've been doing up to now, Congresswoman Jackson Lee. But let's talk about the latest proclamation from the governor, who this past week issued an order limiting the number of places where mail-in ballots could be dropped off, one per county. Your thoughts and concerns about that move on his part?
I want to make sure we all see this. I look forward to seeking a re-election, and in doing so, I know that I am likewise wanting every single person, regardless of their vote or their affiliation, to have the fair right to vote. With that in mind, this is not fair. This is voter oppression. This is voter suppression. I'm shocked, really, at the behavior of the governor and the state of Texas, because there has been no indication that having a number of sites secured and protected for hardworking voters to be able to be secure and safe from COVID-19, to be able to drop their ballots off a short distance from their residence or their area where they are. And so obviously, I think it is important for this case to be taken immediately to the federal courts, which I believe has been done. And, you know, it is really, how should I say, conflicting and somewhat hypocritical, because when the idea was, when we sued about the straight ticket voting, which obviously had been a process to empower people to vote, and the court said it was when we won the case and the court said it was too late to change the rules now, then how can an executive order change the rules now? It is absolutely too late. And I think that what we should do is just work on everyone voting safely and securely, protecting all the votes, and ensuring that we do nothing to impinge and infringe on anyone's right to vote.
There's a lot of comments from the administration and others around the country about being concerned about the security of some of our election or ballots going forward. Have any concerns about the security of the election process of the United States of America at this point?
I'm on Homeland Security. We've been in many briefings. I just got through the briefings on the cyber aspect of our voting to see and make sure that that is protected in the actual counting and counting the ballots. No, I think that we have been working on this for more than 2 years. I've been in meetings since 2018 dealing with voter security and ballot security. And I think state operations are more concerned about making sure the votes are both allowed by voters, counted, and that they do everything proper. And I've seen our election officials be very attentive to the aspect of voting and secured ballots. And so I would say that overall, none of our intelligence communities have suggested that there's widespread voter fraud, ballot fraud. And we believe that the infrastructure of voting across the nation, which everyone knows the states control the elections, they control this election on November 3rd, even though it's a federal election, and we have not seen widespread voter fraud in that time frame.
Thank you, Congresswoman Jackson Lee. Before I let you go, one more question. The positive COVID diagnosis of the president and Mrs. Trump, there's a lot of uncertainty that ripples out from that. It is not, including the Supreme Court nomination, a lot of different things that go on. There's COVID testing, the people who do the contact tracing and that sort of thing. What are you hearing about what might be taking place that might grind things to a halt on Capitol Hill for a bit?
Well, one thing I want to reiterate, we need to pass the HEROES 2 bill. We've got to save lives here in the United States. We've got to stop the community spread. We've got to have more testing sites. And I believe that we should not move forward with the nomination until after a person is elected on November 3rd, president of the United States. Maybe a new president, maybe the existing president. I'm advocating, of course, to recognize that the court will be particularly skewed under this present nominee, and the life-saving health care that Americans have is potentially going to be completely eliminated. These are important issues, and I think that we have to take government seriously, the Constitution seriously, and we have to take the idea that this nation multicultural nation that it is, this great state that we represent. These are all people that deserve their place at the seat of empowerment at the table. And in order to do that, let's go ahead and vote. Let's vote strongly. Let's let decisions like Supreme Court justices and other policies be after the election, but let's pass the HEROES Act immediately. And as I seek re-election and seek your vote, let me be very clear. It is my attitude about serving is that you serve the constituents to bring solution to them and use the power of the federal government, not for yourself, but for them, and to cure problems that are seen throughout our community. That's the work I'd like to continue to do.